redemption, trying to get back to that early season form against a very tough team that they have not beaten since 2014.
Yeah, Penwood has to be careful today because, as you said, Chester can put up some points, and they can put up some points in a hurry. So be careful on defense, stick to your assignments, stay home, stay focused on what you're supposed to do, and be focused on doing your job. That's what the Patriots say in the NFL. That's what the Patriots are going to say in high school. Do your job, and that's all they're going to do to come out victorious tonight.
And here we go.
Chester kicks off and towards that far side sideline, but it is scooped up by Penwood, and at the 20-yard line, trying to get to the outside. Jordan Jones now cuts up the middle, but he is wrapped up very well by Sharif Bethea, and we are underway.
And Jordan Jones, it's good to get the ball in his hands early to get him and feel into the game because, sometimes it takes a little bit to get into a game, and Jordan Jones got that initial kickoff. Looks like they may not try to stay away from him, so we'll see what he can do with the ball in today's game. It should be fun to watch.
Well, we have hit fall weather officially, as it is 57 degrees. It is breezy.
Yes, it is.
As the flagpole is pretty calm, but you'll be able to hear some of the wind in our ears coming from the headsets. 11:50 left to go, so again, just underway. Ball spotted on the 32-yard line as Penwood gets ready to get rolling. Desmond Johnson Jr. in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, then eventually hands it off to Gleeplay, making his first action of the season, and he rumbles out of bounds over the 40-yard line. That should be good enough for a Patriot first down.
It's good to see Gleeplay on the field, getting the ball in the first play. It looks like Coach Otto Troop was looking to get him involved early in this game. One of the better running backs in the state of Pennsylvania, and I'm glad to see him back on the field. Let's see what he can do in his first game back.
He missed last year's playoffs and has missed every game this year, his senior season. He's going to want to get rolling for, tons of reasons. I'm sure he's been just chomping at the bit to get out there. Senior year, so last chance to do some work for the Patriots, maybe move on to the next level. He's got that kind of skill. That was an 11-yard scamper, and this is snap to Johnson, but doesn't go it very far. Maybe a yard at best.
Yeah, that play was kind of blown up from the beginning. It looked like Chester knew it was coming. They were expecting it. They probably will be expecting that. Penwood does run that play quite a bit. So they'll look for Chester to sniff that play out in order for Penwood to open up some things in the passing lane and some things to get downfield.
That goes for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 43-yard line. A long huddle here. They talk things over. And it's interesting seeing Johnson go down like that. He doesn't go down very easily, but yes, in last week's game, he was chased pretty much the entire game, and by the end, he was sacked a good 4 times as he fakes the handoff and drops back to throw. Long pass over the middle. Jones over his shoulder. He gets hit hard, perfectly timed, and it is incomplete.
Wow, what a play. What a throw by Johnson, putting it right on the hands of Jones. Great job by the defender over there, being able to separate Jones from the ball. That's exactly what his job was to do. That wasn't his assignment, but he was able to get over and get there in time to make a play. Great job by the Chester defense on that play.
It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Patriots. Early on, this is just their 4th play. First play was very successful, handing off to Elijah Gleeplay. But then the non-run, essentially from the quarterback Johnson, and then the incomplete pass. And it forces a 3rd and long for Penwood. Back to throw. Here comes the rush up the middle. He's going to be forced to roll. Tries to get his shoulders square. He throws it away. It'll be 4th down.
Watch out, cheerleaders. Yeah, he was able to get rid of that ball. Actually, glad to see him get rid of the ball on that play. This is early in the game. You don't want to give Chester the ball in this type of field of position. Get rid of the ball. Smart move by Johnson there. And here comes the punt by the Penwood Patriots.
And it's certainly interesting to note that they forced him to roll out to his left, meaning he'd have to square his body to get a good throw off. Got the good throw off, but the intended receiver was one of the cheerleaders.
That's what you call scouting.
So Abraham Sacker will be back to punt. 2 back to receive for the Clippers, including Malachi Langley. Actually, it's both Langleys. Malik as well. End over end kick. Oh, and it hits a Penwood player at the 30-yard line. It still takes a friendly roll for the Patriots. As it just went off of the back of Jacquez Maben. He was so focused on it going over his head and getting ready to tackle that hit him right in the backside.
And I know Jacquez personally, and he is a focused player, and anything he does it in the focused way. So he was ready to make a play there. He has some things that he feels like he needs to do better on the field, and that was one of the things that he felt like he needed to do, and he got down there to make a play. Great job, Jacquez.
So the Clippers will take over. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Very short drive for Penwood. one first down and a couple of incompletions, and that doomed it.
Spread formation.
As right away, flags fly, and there may be too many out there for one of the teams. And a second flag flies. And a couple of Penwood Patriots clapping in agreement of the call as we'll take a look at the white hat.
Not the way you want to start the team if you're wearing orange and white tonight. And this is one of the first times early in the game that the first flag is going against, has been good for the Patriots and not against the Patriots. So we'll definitely take that.
So they'll drop things back to the 17-yard line, 1st and 15 for the Chester Clippers. As Dymere Stevenson, junior, 6'1", 165, will be running the offense. Setting up in the shotgun. They'll spread it out with two on the far side, one to the near. That's Hamid Carroll Shaw. In motion, a lot of movement on that line. That'll be a false start.
And we may see them run that formation quite a bit tonight. I saw them doing a lot in the warm-up, so we can expect to see that a lot tonight.
Oh, it's encroachment on the defense. So it goes back to the 22-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10.
That's definitely something that they didn't want to do. They didn't want to give those yards right back to the Clippers, knowing that Clippers' high-powered offense can put the ball in the air, can put the ball on the ground, and get the ball upfield. You want to take every inch you can. You don't want to give up any.
Well, inauspicious start to this drive for both teams. Clock hasn't moved, and we've danced back and forth 5 yards. 1st and 10 now. And again in the shotgun is the QB Stevenson. Now motion. A lot of movement on the line, and flag flies.
Oh.
It looked like the left guard may have been the man who moved a little early. And it is a false start, so back we go again to the 17.
Who wants it? Well, I don't know who wants it.
So the Chester offense doing the cha-cha back and forth, and it'll be 1st and 15 from their own 17-yard line. And it's always perplexing, those offensive linemen moving early because they know the count. But again, there's jitters, and they're excited to play, especially first series of the game. And again, Chester understands the implications. They're 0-1. It's not a huge league schedule. You go down to 0-2, and there's virtually little chance of coming back and winning a championship. They're still moving on the line, but they let that go. This is pitched out, and now some room up the middle. Nice tackle thrown by Malik Brooks. And we gain of about 5 or 6 on the play.
And that was a play where you saw the motion coming around the end, and Penwood was able to stay home. They stayed focused on that play. Looks like they looked at some film, seeing what Chester does, and I'm happy to say that because, you know, a couple weeks ago against Massaponax, Penwood looked a little bit lost on certain plays that looked similar to that. So it looked like they're staying home, looked like they're ready for those plays to come up the middle.
Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 19-yard line.
Look for the quarterback to keep this one.
Low snap, but handled well, and he'll keep to the outside. No blocking, and a nice tackle thrown by Daniel Dogan. Went right at his legs, and he had no chance for escape.
Yeah, Chester's going to look intentionally to mix it up with that same formation tonight. The quarterback's are going to keep it, the running backs are going to get it, the wide receivers are going to get it. They're going to do a lot of different options tonight, and Penwood looks like they're ready for it early in this game.
So no gain on the play. Actually, the gain of 1. Well, they call it no gain, so it's 3rd and 8 from the 19 again. They placed the ball on the 20, so we may be wrong on that, but 3rd and 8 certainly. As the clock continues to roll, in a long discussion here on 3rd down. First third down opportunity for Chester. And certainly expect to see Stevenson in the shotgun. DBs, a couple of them are looking up the jam. And this is handled up pretty conservative. He's trying to sneak his way through. Anton Sterling. And he might get there on a late push. They're going to stop the clock, and it's a 1st down.
Great job by the Chester offense, by the Chester offensive line, getting that push up the middle, allowing the running back to get up through the middle, and keeping his legs moving, pushing the defense back, and getting that 1st down.
So it will be 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. So a pretty hefty gain there. As we're under 8 minutes to go. First down of the game for Chester. Stevenson has Sterling in the backfield. And looks to hand it off and does. Sterling cuts to the outside, has room. And he will get to the 40-yard line before he gets tackled down, so a gain of at least 7, if not 8.
Great run to the outside by the Chester Clippers. Chester comes into town with a lot of speed, and they can use a lot of speed. They got a couple guys that run track on their team that have state aspirations on the track as well. So they're going to have a lot of speed there. They're going to look to use that. That's what they're strong with, and they're going to look to use that to their advantage tonight.
Gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 41-yard line. And this is where, if Stevenson wants to, maybe he opens it up. And 2nd and short is usually the time when that happens, but may stay conservative.
This will be a good time to do it for them right now.
Especially with the DB sneaking up. And this will be handed off. What met pretty much line of scrimmage. Well, they gave some near side officials are giving him the first down, I believe. Yep, as he just got to the 45-yard line. So it'll be another first down for Chester.
Chester's doing a good job moving the ball here, getting the ball right in the middle, getting pushed off the offensive line, push off this line of scrimmage, and getting these first downs. Penwood's got to bear down and get ready to stop the run. While also watching out for the pass, because as we know, Chester has some speed and they can get up the field.
So second first down after a slow start thanks to penalties, as the Clippers are marching a little bit, but still stuck in their own territory. Back to throw, then pitched out. As cutting to the outside here is Carroll Shaw. Flag flies as he is wrestled out of bounds. Malik Brooks finished off that push out of play. 2 flags are down. Hands were up high. But the first flag, at least I saw, the first flag was as the play was going on. So the guess is holding. The play itself was enough for the first down, but let's see if they move it backwards. And here's the call. Unfortunately, the official not mic'd up. Holding on the offense. And offsetting penalty, so it should go back to the original line.
Yeah, I think they're going to replay the down.
It'll go back to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Now, tough break there for Penwood, because I believe their penalty was 2nd. So they could have really pushed them back. Instead, they'll get another chance. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line, so a free play, essentially. All it did was really knock time off the clock. 2 receivers to the near side for Chester, 1 to the far. And Stevenson back in the shotgun, as he will keep it himself after the fake handoff. Up the middle, gets spun down and wrapped up hard at the 50-yard line and crosses over into Penwood territory.
As you can see, Chester coming to town, their game plan is to give Penwood a heavy dose of the run, see what they can do, see if they can wear down the defense, maybe get them tired and then use their speed to run up the field on them. And Penwood's doing a pretty good job of keeping them at bay. They are gaining yards, but they're keeping them at bay. They haven't given up any big plays as of yet, but they got to stay strong on defense.
It'll be 2nd and 4 after that 6-yard scamper into Patriot territory as they are on the 49-yard line. Basically nose of the ball on the 49-yard line. They will spread out with 3 on the near side, including Hakeem Bacon and William Smith. 1 receiver far, and again, 1 in the backfield along with the quarterback on the shotgun. Stevenson will roll out, flag flies. It'll be a false start. Looked like there was some movement on the far side of the line. So this should push them back and make it a 2nd and 9 for the Clippers. And false start confirmed. 4th penalty of the drive, not including the 2 offsetting on the last play. So this will be 2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
Tom, I don't know how much the kids feel about it now, but at one time when in the 90s, early 2000s, and in the 80s as well, Chester Penwood was the biggest rivalry in the Del Valle, and that could be leading to some of the anxiousness in the game tonight.
Especially since you have coaches on both sides who have probably been with the programs for a while, maybe former students. As this is handed off on the end around by Carroll Shaw, as he sneaks through up the middle and may have enough on that last reach to get the first down. Look like it'll be spotted at least the 46-yard line, not the 45.
Got some good blocking up there going through the middle, coming around the outside, coming back through the middle. It's going to be key tonight. Blocking upfield blocking is going to be key for Chester tonight.
Well, they will spot on the ball on the 45-yard line. Gain of 10 on the play. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Clippers. This will be play number 8 of the drive, starting way back on their own 22-yard line. Time-consuming drive here for the Clippers. This is handed off. Cutting around Anton Sterling. And he will get to just about the 35-yard line. So you were mentioning earlier, a couple of handoffs ago, they were keeping them to relatively short distances. Now, 10 a pop is not the way to go.
Should have kept my mouth shut on that, huh? Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that to you. Got to keep that quiet.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Now they're starting to stack up the first downs. 4 on this drive, including 2 in the last 2 plays. And they're starting to march towards red zone territory. And again, steady dose of the run. We have not seen a pass completed in this game. The only 2 passes attempted have been by Penwood. They bunch it up on the far side. No receiver on the near side underneath the hash mark. A lot of movement and flag flies, and it should be a false start. This is a break here for Penwood, because again they're starting to bend a little bit defensively, but the Clippers shooting themselves in their own foot.
Now, this is something Penwood's going to have to take advantage of. Chester's getting closer and closer to that end zone. They make a mistake. Penwood has to take advantage of the mistakes that Chester makes, because right now, like you said, the Penwood defense is starting to bend a little bit. And you don't want to get broken, so take advantage of this mistake.
So now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 40-yard line. Again, Chester has marched into Patriot territory, heading down to 3 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. After this, Penwood goes on a 2-game road trip. Only 3 games left in the season, at least in the regular season, that is. And it doesn't get easier with Interboro next week. They go to D.C. the week after, and then the home closer, or the season closer against Chichester. And a low snap, corralled well. Nice pass up ahead. Taken here, Langley, jump ball, but batted away. Daniel Dogan already having a fine game. His second real good defensive stop.
Great job by Dogan getting up there, getting his head turned around. The ball was in the air for a long time. He was able to gave him time to get his head turned around to see the ball coming in. He was able to make a play on the ball. He was able to get in between the ball and the defender and keep that play from happening. And that's exactly what you want to see from the Penwood defense and from your D-backs.
Very aggressive call there coming from the Chester Clippers. Again, 1st and 15. You think they've been marching pretty well with the run. Well, they gave it a shot to the end zone. Instead, they'll have the incompletion. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 40-yard line. In motion is Bethea. Handed off up the middle. As getting to at least the original line of scrimmage is Anton Sterling. And he'll get credit for even more than that. Gain of about 7 or 8.
Strong run up the middle there. Good blocking by the offensive line, getting that push up the middle. Looks like they're going to get back into the running game. See, got a third and kind of long here. See if they still keep the ball on the ground. See if they feel like they can enforce their will on this Penwood defense.
There's a gain of 7 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 7 from the 33-yard line. Big stop opportunity here for the Patriots. Here's the handoff. Broom up the middle, but he is stopped short. Still trying to move the legs forward is Anton Sterling, but he is a good 3 yards shy. And it'll be interesting to see what the Clippers are able to do here. Will they go for it? Do they have the leg for the field goal? Most likely not. Or will they punt it and just try to pin them deep?
I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they're going to go for it, I would think.
I think high school, Del Valle, this is 4-down territory.
So they get to the 28-yard line. It'll be 4th. They're calling it 2. I would say more closer to 3. So we'll go with either or. Doesn't matter. Got to get to the 25-yard line, or just shy of it. Timeout will be called, as it will be called by Penwood. And he certainly didn't like what they saw out there. Coach Troop watched the formation and said, you know what? No, thank you. Let's call the timeout. First charge timeout of the game for either team. We're down to 1:12 to go in the first quarter. quick change in the schedule. We've been mentioning that we may be heading down to D.C. It looks like we won't be able to, but we will be back next week against Interboro, and then 2 weeks after that, we will have the season finale, at least the regular season finale, here at Kerr Field against Chichester. We'll also have playoff coverage if Penwood is able to qualify home or away, so we should be good to go for that. The only game we'll miss is the game down in D.C. against Friends Collegiate.
And it's an exciting time for high school football. You're getting down to the end of the schedule. You're looking at your playoff seasons every day. Even though they don't change from Tuesday to Wednesday, you're going to look at them again to see if anything has happened. And, especially tonight. With a night like tonight is Penwood's homecoming. So I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces that I haven't seen in years here. And, they're excited to see the team and see if the Penwood Patriots can give them something to go home happy about tonight.
Right now I heard today that Penwood's sitting at about 10th, which gives them a road game to start off. Top 8 will host the first round. It's a 16-team field as it's 4th and 3. Handed off at the middle, but at the line, but a second push is able to get through and to get to just shy of the 20-yard line. First down, Clippers.
We may have an injury on the field.
There are 2 Penwood players down. And Dymere Stevenson was jumping up and saying, we need to get somebody out here.
Yeah, I saw that collision. That collision was a little bit. It was a head-on collision. It looked like he could have. I don't want to speculate, but it was a bad collision there. I didn't like what I saw there, and hopefully he'll be all right. Hopefully he'll be able to get up and be all right.
They do gain all the way to the 22-yard line. It was a run of 6 on the play. Again, it was met in the backfield. And got to be able to wrap up, but then that collision was so vicious that, again, it was very tough to wrap up. Again, he was absolutely stunned, and hopefully it's just that, just a little bit of a stunner. As we're going to take a quick break and let them settle things down as far as the injury is concerned. We'll take a quick break as you're watching Penwood High School football here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, live from Kerr Field as the man injured, Mohamed Cisse, is okay, walking off under his own power. Again, just stunned there. But that's the good news for Penwood. The bad news is they had a 4th and 3. Defensively, could not hold. And the drive ends up going just shy of the red zone for Chester. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line after a 6-yard scamper. And again, an absolutely time-consuming drive that started at the 10:07 mark. We are under a minute to go.
Wow, how about that?
Certainly helped along by a couple of penalties, but eating time is this drive. This is handed off, trying to murk his way through Sterling, and gets at least 4, if not 5, on that play. Maybe have to snap the ball one more time. So give him credit to the 18-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. Under 20 seconds, and they'll probably have to run one more play.
Yeah, one more play, get them, take them into the second quarter. Maybe not.
Maybe not. I guess they timed it well, so 6 seconds left. We'll keep it here just to make sure, but both teams are walking off, so fairly confident. That is now the end of the first half of play. Only 2 drives so far. Nothing on the scoreboard, but right now, knocking on the door is Chester. We'll take a quick break, come back with second quarter action in just a couple of moments. You're watching Penwood High School football here on the Sports Fan Base Network. About to get started with second quarter action. And it's been all Chester, but not yet on the scoreboard. Mileage-wise or yardage-wise, well, it seems like miles. And ball control. As they are about to get together, including penalties for play 19 of this drive. Again, take away the penalties, and it's more like play 16, or actually more close to the 14. But either way, they are marching. 2nd and 6. And the handoff, as Sterling is hit hard and right at the line of scrimmage, maybe got a yard. Kevin Washington in on the tackle for Penwood. I drove him all the way back to the 22-yard line.
That was a great job by Washington on that wrap-up tackle. Chester's been able to make a couple of cuts and get upfield on that. Washington was able to wrap up and get him down. I think they call it the alligator drill now, where you wrap up and spin. That's what you saw there from Washington.
They move the ball up to the 19-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 8. Another opportunity for a stop here for Penwood. A lot of movement on the defensive line, actually looking to blitz from the outside. It's handed off, big hole in the outside. Trying to run his way through was Hameen Carroll Shaw. And let's see how far he gets. It's going to be 4th down. Just waiting to see the spot of the ball. And if they went for it before, they're going to go for it again.
Absolutely.
4th and 1.
Let's see if Penwood can stop them on this one. The last time they had them 4th down. They had them wrapped up behind the first down marker, but they were able to get out to the outside of that tackle and get a first down. Let's see if they can change their fortunes on this.
Gain of 6 on the play. 4th and 1 from the 13-yard line. They'll power right up the middle, stop the clock, and wait for the signal. Officials are trying to work it out. I see a lot of pointing in the favor of Chester, but nothing official. They are going to stop the clock for a measurement. It's always interesting to see these measurements again. The spot is so important. The down marker on the far side, well, not a great indicator right now. And from our angle, and even the camera's angle, very tough to see exactly where the ball is in relation. So we'll have to rely on the officials and the stick crew. See what they say. And it is a first down for Chester.
Tough one for the Penwood defense, and they were able to get a hold of the runner on that one. They thought maybe they were able to keep him behind the first down marker, but spotted the ball, gives Chester the first down.
So it will be first. And we're still kind of talking it over. When we saw the signal pretty clearly, it will be 1st and 10 from about the 12-yard line. Maybe they moved it up to the 11. So this will be play number 17 of the drive.
Wow.
A drive that started at the 10:07 mark. So in about 7 seconds, this drive will be a quarter old. Movement in the backfield. And this is handed off to the outside. Trying to spin his way through is Carroll Shaw. And he will be just shy of the 5-yard line.
Carroll Shaw did a great job, you see there, spinning off of that tackle, but he was able to the defender was able to wrap him up at the ankles and keep him from getting any more yards on that. But that was an awesome spin off there. It could have led to a touchdown. Great job by Penwood defense of wrapping that up.
Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 10-yard line. The drive that never ends is coming close to concluding here. Will it be a touchdown or a stop? As right now it seems Chester is touchdown or bust, as they have been working very hard for a little over a quarter. Oh, movement in the backfield, and that's going to be an easy flag as 2 were in motion. That's going to go back 5 yards.
That's one is black formation or orange formation, and you get them confused. That's what happened there. One guy went into motion, the other guy started going into motion. One of them was right, though. Don't know which one, but one of them had to play correct.
And they both had hands in the air going, what's going on here? So it goes back to the 15-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and 13.
And this is something Penwood has to take advantage of. Getting the ball pushed back here, they got to take advantage of that. Maybe they can get behind the line of scrimmage. You know they're going probably more than likely going to run the ball on this, probably up the middle. Seek out the ball.
And they're not even really hiding it with kind of a pro formation. But a lot of movement in the backfield as he'll roll out. Being chased the whole way, and he throws it away. Oh, just shy of the goal line. That was a nice chase to try to pick up a completion.
That was a great pursuit by Jaquez Maben, getting the quarterback out there, forcing him out to the sideline, getting him to rush a throw that he didn't want to make there. Almost a great job by the receiver getting there and making the play, but great job by Jaquez making the quarterback do something that he didn't really want to do, and that's what you're going to have to do. You got to force them to do things that they don't want to do. Force your will onto their quarterback and make plays happen.
This has to be a really tired defensive core out there. They've been out there for a long time. This drive again started at 10:07 mark of the first quarter, way back on the 22-yard line. It is 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 from the 15-yard line. They can get a first down. Low snap, handled well. Trying to find him to the outside. Stevenson. Stevenson being chased. Flag flies. Toss over the middle. One-hand attempted catch. It's incomplete. But there's a flag down in the backfield.
That will be a hold. I saw it. It's clear as day on that one.
Now, what do you do if you're at our troop? It's either 4th and long or 3rd and longer.
You know they're going to go for it, so I'll push them back for the 3rd and longer right now. Make them gain more yards than they might have to.
Well, it does look like they are going to decline.
And that's why I'm not the coach.
So an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down and 13. And this would be heartbreaking if they were able to gain the first down or get the touchdown here. Because, again, they had the option of moving them back. Again, not an easy decision at this point. You have a tired defensive core. The timeout will be called by Chester. And they are so invested in this drive. It's lasted so long and started way back basically in the shadow of their own end zone.
Yes.
They've got to be feeling, all right, we must score here.
I feel like when Chester got the ball, the sun might have still been up. And now you can see there's no sun to be seen. But, yeah, it would be disappointing for Chester to come away from this drive without anything on the board here because, like you said, they've been so invested in it. It's been a 16-minute drive that they have here. They've been dominating the ball, controlling the ball with the run game and keeping the clock down. Maybe part of their game plan is to keep the ball out of the Penwood offense hands, keeping the ball out of Des Johnson's hands, and in that way it'll be difficult for Penwood to score. But they are definitely enforcing their will with the run and keeping the clock running and limiting Penwood's chances to score.
This is already a 20-play drive. There have been penalties back and forth, mostly against Chester. A few false starts and a couple of holdings one that was waved off. But, man, Penwood's being handed the opportunity to get this finish, to get this stop. And they've got to take advantage here. As the timeout ends, that was Chester's first timeout. And it is 4th and 13 from the 15-yard line. They don't really spread it out, so they may be running the ball again. Ooh, late substitution here for Penwood.
It's Des Johnson's the quarterback.
And they will look to go option. It's a fumble, but it's going to be picked up. Malik Lang is in the backfield. Big tackle.
And that's what you want to see.
By Williams.
That's what you want to see if you're a Penwood fan right now. You want to see them take advantage of the mistakes that the offense makes, get into the backfield, make them lose some yards, and you want to hit them hard. You want to enforce your will because, like we know, Penwood didn't do too much of that last week, and they want to show that they still have it in their tank to make things happen. And great job by the Penwood defense on that play.
Well, officials are talking something over, maybe spot. I didn't see a flag down. And it will be, they're just having a coffee clutch or something. That was a loss, by the way. Sending things all the way back to the 29-yard line, a 14-yard loss. This is just the second time that Penwood has had the ball. 8:25 to go in the second. So a 21-play drive that marches all the way to the 15 goes for nothing as this goes right through the middle. And replay was just about gone. but tackled by just the end of his shoelace, it seems.
That was real interesting. You got Greek play lined up in the backfield, and you got Jones split out to the left. That's a lot of defense that's got to get spread around.
They'll hand it off once again. Glue play. He gets spun, gets over the 35-yard line, so a short gain there.
Might have got away with a little bit of a face mask there. Can't really tell from my vantage point here, so I don't want to speculate, but I guess I already did. Great job by the Chester defense eliminating any type of positive yardage for Penwood on that play.
So if there was a gain there, it was minimal. After the initial push of 6 yards by Glue play, it'll now be 3rd and 3. This is a must first down for Penwood. Don't want to have to bring the defense back onto the field as Johnson brings it down himself, fights through a leg tackle, and he'll get the first down over the 40-yard line.
Great call right there by the Penwood Patriot coaching staff. Getting Johnson the ball, getting his legs moving, and the offensive line was able to open up a hole there that he would have been able to drive a minivan through that hole. Great job by him and keeping them legs moving.
Official calls timeout. This may be a warning to the sideline. And if anything, it was unofficial. Again, just kind of pointed to the sideline. After another 6-yard gain, this time by Johnson, first down for the Patriots from their own 46-yard line. Actually, from their own 42-yard line, excuse me. Johnson with a high snap. Glee play. Finds a hole up the middle, then cuts to the outside. Stiff arms and gets spun hard out of play.
Great job protecting that ball by Elijah Green play. They went after the ball and they tried to rip the ball out, knowing that he hasn't been around all season long, been able to play a game. Great job by him. Looks like he's probably been holding the football the whole time he's been gone.
That was Sharif Bethea who threw him out of bounds into a couple of injured players. If you're an injured player, get away from that sideline, man. You don't want to get worse.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right.
Timeout will be called by Chester. It's their second timeout, so they're now... You think their defense may have been bored. You think they weren't on the field for a good quarter of play, for a good 10, 12 minutes.
They had a lot of time to lose focus on the game. They had a lot of time to think about what they did in school today or what they might be doing tomorrow afternoon or something like that. And that can be when you get out of a rhythm like that can take an effect in all seriousness, because like I said, that was about a 14-minute drive that Chester had. So as a defender, you get on the other end, and you're usually maybe a few minutes, and you get back out on the field, 5 at the most, and you're back on the field. But that routine was broken, and maybe it's going to take them a little bit to get into it. And if you're a Penwood fan, you're hoping they don't get back into it, and Penwood's able to score on this drive.
Gain of about 10 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. It's for the first time in this game. The Patriots are in Chester territory. They'll spread things out to the far side after the timeout. Malik Brooks is on that far side along with Jordan Jones. Gleek play in the backfield, and Daniel Dogan, the near side receiver. Desmond Johnson Jr. in the shotgun, conversing with his coaching staff. A little bit of confusion here. And after a timeout, that's tough to take. Got to call a play, ready to go. Rush up the middle, back to throw Johnson. Johnson looking for the end zone. One-on-one coverage with Dogan. He is unable to make the catch. It is incomplete. As in on the coverage for Chester is Malachi Langley.
That's a tough one right there, because the deep-back for Chester didn't see the ball in the air. He didn't get a chance to make a play on the ball. If the ball had been in a good spot for the Penwood receiver to catch the ball, we might be looking at 6 right there.
It was kind of over the right shoulder of the receiver, Dogan. He was the only one who was going to catch it, and I think it kind of led him out of bounds as well. He would have had to do some serious tiptoeing. It will be 2nd and 10 for Penwood.
We'll see how the Chester defender plays him for here on out.
And it's pretty much similar coverage, as this time it is handed off to Glee play, finds a hole up the middle, gets over the 45-yard line, and that is about all he'll get credit for, so a gain of about 2.
That was just a play to reestablish the run. Let them know that you can still do it. They want to give Glee play the ball, get the ball to him, allow him to get into the game. Of course, like we say, he's been off for about a year. Get him some reps, get him back into game playing shape, and see what he can do. Because of course you also have the weapon Jordan Jones out there that has been having a phenomenal season from the backfield and from split out as a wide receiver. So they have some interchangeable parts that they can make happen back there.
Timeout called, and it's the officials who will call the timeout They're talking something over about Abraham Sacker. He was entered into the game as a fourth wide receiver, but now he's been taken out, and Joshua Halley will come in and line up. He was going to line up near side, but now comes in and looks at the far side, maybe as a tight end. Nope, he's going to come near side as they spread it out. Two receivers on either side, one man in the backfield, 3rd and 8 for Penwood. Motion here from Jones. Pitch to Jones, tries to cut to the outside, jumps his way through and gets the first down as he rumbles to the 35-yard line.
Great job by the Penwood offense, getting that ball out to the first down. Jones was running with intentions on that play. He hasn't seen the ball from the backfield yet, and first time he sees the ball, you definitely want to make something happen with it, and we know he has the quicks and the speed to make something happen. If you miss the tackle, he's going to make you pay for it. Great job by Jordan Jones on that play.
Gain of 10 on the play for Jones. 1st and 10 from the 35 as now the Patriots are starting to march on their second drive of the game. So a lot of those changes as far as wide receivers for Penwood was kind of a ruse. It'll be 1st and 10 for Penwood. Johnson in the shotgun. Oh, little trouble. Gets a block from Glee play. Cuts to the outside, and he has some room. He gets to the 30-yard line and powers his way to the 25 as he runs over Ja'Kai Bogarty. And it'll be a short second down opportunity for the Patriots.
That was a great job by Desmond Johnson making something out of nothing on that play. It looked like it might have been a little bit of confusion on what was going on there. He's able to get the ball to the outside. I'll run some of the defenders there and get close to a first down.
It will be a 9-yard gain to the 26-yard line, 2nd and 1. And this is an opportunity now with no wide receivers, interestingly enough, for Penwood to air it out. But they may go conservative. They really tighten it up. Johnson hands it off to Glee play. A lot of push from the line, and it'll be a hold against Penwood.
And that'll be the first one that we've seen today by the Penwood offense. Of course, they haven't spent a whole lot of time on the field, but first one that we've seen today, and you just don't want to see that. We had a lot of them last week that really hurt the Patriots last week. This week, you don't want to see that happen, and you want to be able to stay penalty-free, stay disciplined, and keep the ball moving upfield. Because this is one of those games that, from the looks of it, it could go down to who has the ball last, and you want to be the team that has the opportunity to win.
Ball will be spotted on the 41-yard line. So it will be second and 14. Certainly not insurmountable, but as you mentioned, a lot of trouble with holding calls last week. Again, if you're going to get beaten, you get beaten, and that's all right. You reach back and hold somebody, it's going to make things a whole lot worse. As they trips on the far side, Johnson in the shotgun, back to throw. Pressure from the blind side, steps up inside the pocket, now tries to jump his way through. He is spun, and he is wrapped up. It'll be a sack.
And they were going after the ball there. Whistle had blown already. Whistle had blown at least 3 seconds into that. Went after the ball. You can see they're going to look to hold him up and go after the ball. Penwood offensive line had a little bit of trouble with defensive line on that play. They came with some bad intentions to get to the quarterback on that. Penwood offense has got to step up a little bit better. I know they're probably getting tired. They had a lot of them play both sides of the ball. So they had a long defensive drive, and now they're getting back to the offensive drive. And this play has been a long offensive drive. But they got to keep on. They got to keep their heads about, and they got to keep pushing.
Loss of 4 on the sack as it goes all the way back to the 45-yard line, and it's 3rd and 20. Johnson from the shotgun. Hands it off underneath for Glee play. Cuts wide to the near side. Throws a stiff arm. Gets to the original line of scrimmage before he's dragged down shy of the 30. And if they do decide to go for it on 4th down, it is certainly much more manageable now.
Absolutely. And like I said earlier, this is 4th down territory for high school, especially in the Del Valle. I'm expecting Penwood to go after this. I don't think they have the leg to get this field goal, but they are going to take a timeout right now and discuss it. So we'll see what they come out with.
So a good gain of 13 on the play. Again, they certainly have a lot in their playbook, both running and passing, to get this 4th down done. It'll be 4th and 6 when play resumes. And I believe for Penwood that is their final timeout. Using a lot of timeouts in the run of play instead of for time saving and time management. This is just like Chester's drive earlier. It's a nice long drive here. This is going to be play number 11 and they're kind of feeling that this is must scores. This game is going, they can feel it, and we can feel it up here too. This is going to be a very low-scoring game.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very low-scoring game. Both defenses are coming out with intentions. They're coming out trying to enforce their will, and it's very important for Penwood to get on the board here, knowing that Chester gets the ball in the second half. They want to get on the board here and keep Chester from getting into the end zone if they are to get the ball again before the second half. So, it's just one of those games. It's a defensive battle. It's a grind out game, and for me it's fun to watch right now. I'd be honest with you. I love the defensive battle.
It'll be 4th and 6 from the 32-yard line. 2 receivers far side, nobody near side, and Desmond Johnson Jr. alone in the backfield. Now 3 receivers will go out. Tight end stays in the block. Toss over the middle. Jones with the catch at the 20-yard line. Spins down at the 18, and it's a first down for Penwood.
And I think that was the best blocking I've seen from the Penwood offensive line the entire season. No one got through. They kept him held up, gave Johnson a lot of time, gave him a lot of space. Nobody got in his face. He was able to get the ball out to Jones in the middle of the field. Great job all the way around, especially by the offensive line on that play.
So that will be a gain of 14 on the play, and a fresh set of downs for the Patriots as they go trips to the near side this time. Again, Gleeplay is the running back. Johnson hands it off to Gleeplay on the weak side, finds a hole, but then wrapped up right away at the 15 and falls forward to the 14. There was that hole that opened and then closed right away, but it's a solid game to start off the next series of downs.
And they're definitely looking to get Gleeplay involved in this game, get him a lot of reps, get him some touches, because you can see, even being off for a year, you can see what kind of danger he can bring to the game for our defense.
It's a gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6 from the 14-yard line. As again, they'll go trips to the near side. As Malik Brooks is out there along with Abraham Sacker and Jordan Jones. Roll out for Johnson. Under pressure, forced to go backwards. Now steps up, directing traffic. Throw across the middle, and it's intercepted at the 5-yard line. Threw across his body, and Starring Reeves makes the catch on the slide.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the Penwood offense on that play. Desmond Johnson was being forced out to his right, trying to make a play with his legs, and he saw a play that he thought he could make. Unfortunately, the Chester defensive back was able to get out there and get low and make the interception. Great job by him getting to that ball.
So now with 2:55 left to go, here in the second quarter, this is just the second time that Chester will touch the ball, and they will start from their own 4-yard line in the shadow of the end zone. And they don't have a lot of time. Last drive, it ended up going 20 plays, lasting 14 minutes almost, but it yielded nothing as we remain scoreless. Now let's see if they have some quick strike ability, but they're going to go into a throw set with receivers on either side. Near side is Malachi Langley. Going to try to go right up the middle and rumbles forward, and we'll gain a couple of yards. You can just see that pile collapse to the left.
Yeah, like you said, they don't have a whole lot of time to get downfield like they did before, and they got to strike. They got to strike quick and got to strike fast, and let's see what they can do. Let's see what happens. I'm interested in seeing what they can bring to this part of the game. With, I guess you could say we're in a 2-minute drill, 2 minutes 30 seconds left in the game. See what they can do, how they can get the ball downfield in a quick amount of time.
What is also intriguing is that they will get the ball back to start off the second half of play, so they may go conservative, thinking, you know what, we're going to get the ball back anyway. If we can break one here, fine. We just don't want to make a mistake. And that is a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 7-yard line. A lot of motion and a false start. That'll go back 5. And it was both, I believe it was Dymere Stevenson. No, it wasn't Stevenson. Actually, it was Stevenson to the outside. They were looking Wildcat. And you know what? Chester's going to talk it over.
Timeout on the field, Chester.
That might be, is that their last timeout?
This is, I believe, their last timeout.
Please report to the DJ booth.
Well, you got to see what they can do. It looks like somebody is a little bit confused as some of the formations that they're putting together. I don't know if maybe they put some formations together just for this game, and going through practice, maybe some things that got confused. But we've seen a few times with Chester possessions where they've been confused as to who was going into motion, who was pulling on what block, whatever the case may be. So it makes me feel like they put some things in the playbook just for this week and just worked on them this week, and we'll see if they can iron those things out in the second half.
Yeah, not a lot of time. There's no extended halftime show here at PIAA level, so it'll be interesting to see in the short time that these two teams have, probably about 10 to 15 minutes at most, how they figure it out, as they haven't moved the ball back. And you can't really decline a penalty like that, or maybe you can. No, I don't understand why they haven't moved the ball backwards.
Good question. Quarterback keeper.
It is going to be a quarterback keeper, as that was direct snap to Malik Langley. So they had him to the outside. Actually, the quarterback, rather, Damir Stevenson to the outside. A bit of wildcat action coming from the Clippers. Gets to the 10-yard line. So a gain of 6 on the play. There's a gain of 4 on the play, excuse me. And it'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Malik and Malachi Langley. I believe those are twins, and they have a lot of athletic ability.
Back on, and the shotgun is Stevenson. Hands it off up the middle, but met right away as in the tackle, Jordan Jones. He got a piece of an ankle. Timeout called.
Probably called by Penwood.
It is Penwood's. Oh, I thought, wow, you know what? We should write down the timeouts because it feels like they're 4th.
Yeah, I have a little bit of an advantage on the time. I have a monitor over here that
there you go.
See,
so it is a short gain if they gave him one at all. Nope, it's a non-gain. And it'll be 4th down. You've got to punt it away if you're the Clippers here. You certainly don't want to give a very short field to Penwood.
You're absolutely right. You have no other choice. You got to punt the ball off, unless you just feel like your offense is that strong, your running game is that strong, and you know something that you can take advantage of. But I wouldn't even take that chance, even if I did know something at this point. Chester has got to punt the ball, try to get the Penwood deep into their own territory somehow, some way. Keep Penwood out of the end zone because Chester, as well as they have done in this first half, with the score being 0-0, they don't want to let Penwood score and them having to play catch up in the second half.
So Malik Brooks and Jordan Jones back to receive. Brooks on the far side, Jones near side, and they are inside the 20-yard line. Low snap and a line drive. And this will be caught on a line. Fumbled and picked up by Chester as Ja'Kai Bogarty just scoops up the ground ball. 1:10 left to go in the second quarter, and a big-time break for the Chester Clippers.
Yeah, that was a case of someone trying to make a play. He was being a little bit aggressive. Seeing that, he had a chance to have short field. He probably saw a little bit of a hole open up on that play. It was a line drive kick. Those are pretty hard to catch. Even though you're used to catching the ball thrown to you, the kick is not a ball that's thrown to you, so it's a little bit different. And when it's a line drive, it's not necessarily a spiral. It hits you in the body. It will bounce off. Got to make up for that. Well, he's going to make up for that later on in the game, but I think he just learned a good lesson there. I'm sure the coach is going to talk to him about what they saw on that play.
So an unorthodox gain of 28. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Called untraditional.
And a huge break. First turnover of the game. Actually, second turnover of the game, excuse me. After the interception earlier by Reeves. Quarterback back to throw, looking to the far side, has a gun into double coverage. It is caught by somebody. And wow, what a catch on the far side.
What I saw on that was he wanted it more than the defender because they both came down with the ball. He was just able to snatch it away from the defender on that one.
That was Malachi Langley who made that catch skying up. And they will spike the ball as they get all the way up to the 23-yard line. Wow. And it was 2-on-2, so it was man coverage, so it was basically a jump ball. But he got up there and ripped it down. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the Penwood defender might have got his hands on it first. But Langley was able to get his hands on it as well, and coming down, he was able to rip the ball out of the defender's hands. And great job by Langley. Like I said, you got to watch out for him and his brother. They're both athletes. They're both pretty fast. and they can go after the ball. They've been causing a lot of problems for a lot of defenses here in the Tri-State area.
That is a 39-yard gain, by the way. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line. Once again, back to throw. Stevenson under pressure, avoids the snack, goes high into the air. It's into the end zone. It is caught, and it is a touchdown. Malik Langley able to fight off the double team, and it's a score for the Clippers, 6-0, pending the PAT.
Wow, a great job by Langley to go get that ball. The ball was just thrown in the air, it was almost a jump ball situation. Langley was able to go get the ball. Penwood defender got turned around a little bit. He didn't see where the ball was. Unfortunately for him, Langley did see where the ball was, and he was able to get his feet down and get into the end zone, get the touchdown.
A 23-yard passing play with 43 seconds left. And it looks like Langley will hold. Maybe not.
With the confusion, looks like nobody knows who's supposed to be out there right now.
Well, this may move things back 5 yards if they're not quick on it. Malik Langley will hold. Malachi Langley will try the extra point. It is up and it is spun wide. So it is 6-0 after the PAT is no good. But what a shocking 6-0 that is. A couple of long pass plays by Chester.
And what we just found out is that Chester has that big strike ability. They didn't get it done from when they were down at their goal line. But, like you said, they had an untraditional 28-yard gain, and they were able to get the ball downfield real quick, get the ball into the end zone. Let's see if Penwood can respond with anything here, or if they just kneel on the ball and take it into the end zone down 6 points.
So including the punt and fumble, that's a 7-yard drive. It started way back on their own 4-yard line. And again, obviously the big play, well, 3 plays in a row. It was the punt fumble, the long pass to the far side to Langley, to Malik Langley, to Malachi Langley, and then Malik Langley gets the touchdown pass reception. Wow. Where was that on their first drive that lasted 20 plays and about a half an hour?
Well, they said, what we're going to do? We're going to wear down the defense first, and then we're going to go over the top of the defense, and we see how that works. And it actually worked on that quick drive that they needed to get into the end zone quickly, and they were able to do that. Great job by the Chester offense of making that happen, and we see the athletic ability of Malik and Malachi Langley, and that's going to be something that Penn was going to look out for all night long.
So it'll be Malik Brooks and Jordan Jones back to receive for Penwood. They are way back on their own 20-yard line. Let's see what kind of leg Malachi Langley. He's going to go relatively short with it to the far side. They'll let it go out of play at the 30-yard line. It'll be a flag, and this could be a big break. No time off the clock, and solid field position, but no timeouts.
No timeouts. We saw that last week at the end of the half where Penwood was able to work the ball to the sidelines, get out of bounds. So they are prepared for this type of situation where they got to stop the clock. Let's see if they can make that happen today and actually get the ball downfield and get into the end zone. They got 43 seconds to do it. So it's something that definitely can happen for the Penwood Patriots.
They will start on their own 40-yard line. Again, no timeouts and 43 seconds to go. Well, Chester showed off their big strike ability thanks to Dymere Stevenson's arm. Let's see what Desmond Johnson Jr. decides to do as they will spread it out with glee play in the backfield. 2 receivers on either side, and they are spread out sideline to sideline. Johnson in the shotgun, back to throw, fakes the pass, then nice handoff late to glee play, but he's met about 3 yards into his run, but flags fly.
Interesting to see what this flag is going to be. It's in the area of holding, but yeah, that's what it is. But it looks like it might be on our defense. No.
That's a tough break. Again, got to find a way to avoid those holding calls. It's not a hold. It's a personal foul, face mask against the Clippers.
Okay.
That is huge. So free yardage, a free set of downs, and the clock doesn't even move.
And if you're a Penwood Patriots fan, you'll say, I'll take it. That's one. I'll take it. We'll work with that. We'll definitely work with that.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. They go from 144 to the other. Johnson back to throw. Near side caught. Abraham Sacker, and he'll go out of bounds just over the sticks as he'll get to the 33-yard line. First down, Patriots.
You see the D-backs were playing far back, trying to keep any big plays from happening. They were able to get the ball to the sideline and get the clock to stop. And we'll probably see a few more of those on our way to the end zone.
Gain of 13 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Clock stopped after we went out of bounds. Johnson back to throw. Good pressure up the middle. Oh, he slipped up as just getting his hand on him was Devin Bobo. Clock will roll. No timeouts left. They have to hurry back to the line. It'll be second down from the 35-yard line after that loss of a 4. Will they spike or go? He'll spike with 10 seconds, 9 seconds. A couple extra seconds came off the clock there.
Yeah, there's a lot of time coming off the clock to run a spike. You really wanted to see that happen a lot quicker. Get you guys to the line a lot quicker. You wanted to see that happen. But here you go. You got 9 seconds. You know you got to get into the end zone. Look for Chester to play deep, prevent style defense here. Keep them out of the end zone, looking to knock down the ball. And actually get Desmond Johnson probably moving to his left. See if they get a blitz coming from the left side to get him moving to his left. I'm sorry, from their left to get Johnson moving to his left.
Clock will stop as Daniel Dogan was on the far side. They may throw a flag here with only 10 in the huddle.
Oh, boy.
So on the far side, receiver-wise, you have Brooks, Dogan, Sacker, and you have Robert Don on the near side tight end, and the flag does fly, and it's going to go against Penwood, an illegal procedure call.
They kind of treated that as a timeout almost.
Well, they're calling intentional grounding.
Really?
I guess he threw the ball in. I thought, honestly, it was just intentional grounding.
I guess you have to.
You know what? He wasn't under center. Yeah, that's it.
You have to be under the center to strike the ball.
That makes sense. That's a tough break. But honestly, 5 yards is not going to make a huge amount of difference. As they'll bring the ball back to the 40-yard line. All this might mean is that you can't get 2 plays in. This is going to be a 1-play situation.
There's no type of runoff involved with this, really.
They're discussing it again. This is a rare enough play that they may have. They may not be sure as they're going to move the ball back even further. It's a 10-yard penalty, so yeah, it's going to go back to the 45-yard line.
Well, we've seen Desmond Johnson put the ball in the air to the end zone from this far before, so we can expect to see it right now. They're definitely going to go for that home run play right now, get the ball into the end zone.
And again, it is also a loss of down, so 3rd down and long, but that doesn't matter. They want trying to get into the end zone. They're going to play a prevent. Johnson alone in the backfield, shotgun under pressure right away, trying to find some room, steps up, and he is hit, still has the ball free, tosses it into the end zone, has a man open, oh my goodness, down, oh my, Daniel Dogan, oh my goodness.
That was amazing, Tom. I thought Desmond Johnson was dead in the water there. As you can see there, he's scrambling, he's running for his life. He's off camera right now, but he's able to get off the defender and really just flick the ball upfield and get it into the end zone. Touchdown, Penwood.
Wow. A 40-yard shocking strike to Daniel Dogan. Tied up at 6. And extra point here with no time left on the clock here in the first half can give the Patriots the lead. They may also go for 2, which will be intriguing. This will be the last play, most likely. An untimed extra play because of the touchdown. Johnson stays in. They're looking to go for 2.
That was an amazing play.
And it also looks like there's a personal foul after the play. So it'll go from the 1 instead of the 2. Man in the backfield is Robert Don. In the shotgun is Johnson. One receiver to the far side. Johnson takes it himself, tries to find the hole. It's good. 2 points as Penwood takes an 8-6 lead. Wow, what a finish to this first half of play.
Wow. And one thing that happened on that touchdown play, Tom, that we'll probably go and recognize, when Johnson came through the line and they were swatting at the ball, he actually switched to his left hand as his right hand got grabbed. He actually switched the ball to his left hand, switched back to his right hand, threw his stiff arm, and was able to get the ball in the air down to the end zone and get that touchdown. Amazing job by Johnson. That was a heads-up smart play by him.
We go essentially to the 43-second mark of the second quarter without a score, and then 2 strikes on either side, 2 shockers, makes it an 8-6 game in favor of Penwood. We'll take a break, take a deep breath, and come back for third quarter action as you're watching Penwood High School football here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Kerr Field in Yeadon, Pennsylvania, about to get started with second half action. What an interesting first half we had, as it was kind of slow moving, a couple of long drives that yielded no points, but then two quick strikes right there towards the end, 43 seconds left. It was Chester getting on the board. It was just a quick pass from Stevenson to it was Malachi Langley. The PAT was no good, so we're thinking, okay, Penn will get the ball back, maybe break something, but they got some breaks. It was about a 6-play drive. Desmond Johnson Jr. was in no man's land. He was in absolute trouble, but was able to flick one into the end zone. Crossing over was Dogan, making the catch, a 45-yard touchdown reception, and the big difference in the game is the successful 2-point conversion.
I don't know how you can mention that last touchdown without having more excitement in your voice. That play,
I just calmed down now.
If you were with us in the first half, you know that play was absolutely amazing. We thought Des Johnson was dead in the water, and he saw the receiver going across in the backfield, in the back of the end zone, and was able to get him the ball. But throughout the first half, you saw Chester playing a ball control game, keeping the ball away from the Penwood offense, keeping them off the board. They were able to enforce their will on the run and keep the clock moving. So we'll see if they want to do more of that in the second half, because as we know, Chester can put up a lot of points on the football field. So let's see if they keep running the ball. They have the twins, the Langley twins, that are very athletic. They can do it all on the football field, and we see what kind of problems that they can cause for the Penwood defense.
So Chester, they will receive here in the second half. So what drive will we have from them? The 20 plays that yielded nothing? Or will it be the 7-play drive that turned into a late touchdown, as we are underway here in the third? Here's Malachi Langley to the outside. Down trying to cut through the middle. Finds a hole, and he will get to the outside again to the 40. And it's a fumble. Ball is down. They continue to battle for it, but I think Langley got it back right there on the 50-yard line.
That is when you say, thank my lucky stars. That ball was definitely out. It hit the carpet, did a couple of bounds. Looked like maybe Langley fell right on top of it, was able to maintain possession. But Penwood actually is probably fortunate that he fumbled the ball, because it looked like he might have been able to break that for a touchdown. And you definitely didn't want to open up the half like that if you're a Patriots fan.
So they spot the ball on the 50. So really good field position to start off here for Chester. As Malik Langley comes to the near side, in motion William Smith. He's heading to the far side. And at quarterback again is Damier Johnson. Malachi Langley, I believe, is the running back. This is handed off, and it'll go right up the middle, and a lot of room, as getting the first down and more to the outside of the 30-yard line is Anton Sterling.
A lot of pre-snap motion on that play. They were able to run the ball right up the middle. Penwood has got to wrap up on these plays. They got a couple hits on them, but they really need to wrap up and drive the man into the ground and tackle with intention here. And they're going to have to do that throughout the second half, just because they're in the lead. That means Chester's coming out hungry, and they want to paddle and really get the momentum back on their side.
Gain of 32 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line as Chester sprints to the line. They're feeling some momentum here to start off this third quarter, trailing by 2. Stevenson in the shotgun again. And again, handed off. This time, again, it's Sterling. Able to power his way through. He'll get to the 20-yard line, and he'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
It looks like he's out there running angry on this. It looks like he's out here with one goal in mind, and that's to get that ball into the end zone. And he's running angry, and Penwood's got to match that intensity right now, because they don't want to fall behind early in the second half.
It'll be 2nd and 2 after that 8-yard run from the 21-yard line. Again, momentum belonging to Chester. They're getting some good push on the line. All the way out to the near side is Malik Langley, matched up with a Glee play. But instead it's going to be a handoff, as it's almost dropped. Right up the middle is Bogarty. And he gets to the 20-yard line, but not more. So this will set up a 3rd and 1 for Chester.
I expect Chester they're probably going to try to run the ball up the middle again. I mean, that's the smart thing to do. Keep it simple. Don't do anything that's going to take a lot of time to set up. So run the ball right in the middle. But they are in 4-down territory. You could mess around and see a shot into the end zone or something like that. Try to put the ball in there just to catch the Penwood defense off guard, knowing that this is 4-down territory.
Malachi Langley to the near side. And this will go right up the middle, and that'll be good enough for the first down, as it's just shy of the 15.
Great job by the Chester offensive line getting the push up the middle. knowing the ball was coming with Malachi Langley up the middle, and they got the push up. They needed just a few inches, maybe a yard to get that first down, and they were able to get that and a little bit more.
It'll be a gain of 3 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. And right now the defense for Penwood is reeling. Not able to stop the Clippers so far here in the second half of play. Under 9:40 to go. Stevenson in the shotgun. And he will pitch it out to the far side, trying to cut through. Here's Carroll Shaw. Gets to the 15-yard line, but then is forced backwards. And they may give him credit to just the 16. Gain of 1 on the play.
Justin's doing a good job on this drive to start the second half to cause a little bit of confusion, pre-snap confusion, and a little bit of post-snap confusion as well, giving a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of intentional blocking, getting guys to outside. They're blocking well. They're hitting all the blockers, driving them away from the ball. And that's why they're being successful so far during this drive. 2nd
and 9 after the 1-yard gain. Bogarty in motion. Instead, handed off up the middle. Sterling slow down at about the 10-yard line. No, he didn't even get that far. He got to the 15. I thought he snuck through, but there was just some extra blocking there. So a gain of only 1 to the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8.
There's a bit of an optical illusion on that. I saw thought I saw the same thing you did, but it's a little bit different. Interesting move here. They got quarterback Des Johnson Jr. going back out to play defensive end. As I said earlier in the season, that he started off his high school career as a defensive end as a freshman, then became the quarterback, and there he is now on the end of the D-line.
Motion again. Stevenson back to throw. Spins out. There's one-on-one coverage. Tossed up ahead, and it is incomplete. It was a low pass. Michael Booker Jr. was on the coverage. Anton Sterling was the intended receiver. As back behind the play, there's a man down, and I believe that's Damir Stevenson.
That's not a good look for the Chester Clippers if that's who that is on the ground. Looks like he's pointing to his lower half. Maybe he could have cramped up or maybe pulled something out. Like I said, I don't like to speculate, but hopefully he'll be able to get up. But interesting move by the Penwood defense there, putting Des Johnson Jr. on the defensive end, putting him in at defensive end, maybe looking to get a little bit more speed off the edge, knowing that today Christian Suber is not in the game today. So they're looking to get a little bit more speed, causing some things to happen in the backfield, and he was able to do that. He was actually there in the quarterback's face as he tried to throw the ball.
6'2", 250, so not only speed, but he's got power. We've seen him use it offensively, and right there seeing it defensively, at least being tasked to try to use it defensively, as we have a bit of a timeout due to the injury to Damir Stevenson. He is still down. And what we'll do is we'll try to take a real quick break and come back once the injury is resolved. You're watching Penwood High School football here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Damir Stevenson being helped off the field, not putting a whole lot of weight. It looked like the right foot or right leg. So now it'll be intriguing to see who comes in and plays quarterback. They may go full Wildcat as we are looking in the backfield at Malik Langley and Anton Sterling. So maybe it's Langley who is technically the quarterback. Will it stay that way? Will he pass? It's 4th and 8. He's back to throw, looking over the middle, over to the near side. The pass is high and incomplete. Intended from Malachi Langley, and a turnover on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
Great job by the Penwood defense, forcing that turnover on downs there. They weren't able to stop the run early in the drive, but they forced Chester to have to throw the ball, and they were able to defend the pass very well. Going to have to look out in the future and later on in this game for Langley back at quarterback, because he can make things happen with his legs. So that can be a problem. That's something that they're going to have to look out for too.
So it will be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. An 8-6 lead for the Patriots, and see if they can eat some time and put some more points on the board. They'll spread it out with receivers near side, Malik Brooks and Jordan Jones. In the backfield is Gleeplay and Don, along with the quarterback Johnson, and one receiver to the far side. Johnson in the shotgun with two receivers behind him. Hands it off to Gleeplay. Powers his way forward to the 20-yard line. Cuts to the outside. Tries to dive his way through, and he's down at the 24.
Great job by Gleeplay breaking a tackle early on in that play, be able to bounce the ball to the outside while still gaining some yards. Gained about 8-9 yards on that play, and great job by him by doing that. And like I said earlier, he's been out for about a year, and they want to get him involved in it. He's a great running back. He's got some good speed. He's got some good strength, and he's got some great moves. So got to get him back into it. And he's going to be a great asset going forward in this game and for the rest of the season.
Gain of 8 on the play, 2nd and 2 from the 23-yard line. And that offset formation in the backfield with two receivers to the right. Johnson hands it off. Gleeplay in trouble, and he'll go backwards. Tackle at the 19. Actually, I'll correct myself. Maybe it was about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, Darren Miller came back on that play, was able to get into the backfield. He came through the backfield untouched. I don't know if somebody messed up their assignment on that, or if nobody just saw him coming through. But great job by him. He's able to get back there and wrap up Gleeplay in the backfield for a Penwood loss.
It'll be a loss of 4 on the play, 3rd and 5 now. Can Gleeplay, not a whole lot in the way of size at 5'9", 175, but he cuts very fast and he finds holes well. But if he gets stopped in the backfield, he doesn't have that power escapability. It looks like we'll have a timeout called by Penwood. And 3rd and 5 from the 20-yard line. This is their first charge timeout of the half.
Yeah, when you see a timeout this early in the second half, it's definitely to discuss something that maybe the coach saw that they didn't pick up on, or maybe they have to straighten something out that maybe the coach didn't like. And because you really don't want to use your timeouts this early in the second half, but just to get some things in order, being that it's a 3rd down and they're not in 4th down territory right here, they definitely have to get something together here that's going to give them significant yards and actually a 1st down, because you don't want to turn the ball over here or turn the ball over on downs or turn the ball over, period, and give Chester this great field position.
By the way, we ask you to tune in again next Friday as we hit the road. The Penwood Patriots will head to Innerville High School to take on the Buccaneers. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock here on the Sports Fan Base Network and here on Rat Curry's Facebook page, which is where we kind of link everything through. Timeout over. 3rd and 5 from the 20-yard line. Gleeplay heading outside. Johnson back to throw. Looking for Gleeplay. Has him open, but has to get to that 25-yard line. He cuts his way through, and he is at the 29, rambling to the 30. 1st down, Penwood.
Great job by Elijah Gleeplay making something happen on that play. He had to get about 5 yards after he caught the ball. He was able to do that, cut a couple guys up, fight through a tackle, and he got about 10 yards on that play. Great job by him. Great job by Des Johnson seeing him, and great job by the offensive line. They put an extra guy on the offensive line on the end there to pick up that outside rush, and they gave Johnson plenty of time to find Gleeplay in the middle.
It is a gain of 10 on the play, and 5 yards after the catch. Absolutely huge by Gleeplay in his first action back since last year. So 1st and 10 with trips to the right bunched up. Taken here by Johnson, trying to find room up the middle. He's slowed down to the line of scrimmage and powers his way forward, and he will get 5 yards to the 35-yard line.
Now, I know we haven't seen Penwood have as many possessions today as they've had in the past, but we haven't seen a lot of Johnson on quarterback keepers today. He's had a few, but not as much as we were used to seeing. So I'm interested in seeing if they're going to give him more keepers in this second half, or is the acquisition, per se, of Gleeplay creating an opportunity for them to not have to run Johnson as much.
Gain of 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5 from just shy of the 35. And again, Johnson is in the shotgun. Now trips to the near side in the bunch. Johnson back to throw, rush right up the middle, steps inside the pocket, then rolls to the outside. He'll get to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a half a yard more to the 35-yard line, and it will be 3rd down.
Yeah, Johnson was running for his life on that when he had to avoid some tackles so he wouldn't go down for a loss. Great job for him in keeping the ball, making sure he didn't force anything upfield. Being very good protecting the ball today as well. Great job by him. Let's see if the Penwood Patriots can get this 6 yards. It's very important. This is a big down right here in the grand scheme of things for tonight, because like I said earlier, you don't want to see Chester getting the ball in good field position, but this is like one of those things you don't really want to punt the ball that much either because you can't really push them back in their own field either.
No gain on the play. Delayed handoff to Gleepley, trying to find room to the outside. Flag behind the play. He'll get it up for the first down, but it will be a hold. And you can see Johnson just staring daggers at Moss Vincent, even with the face mask on.
Jeez. Yeah, that's something that you didn't want to see there. And actually, the Chester defensive lineman did a great job of making sure the ref saw that he was being held on that play. And that's just one thing that you can't. If you know the play is coming to your side of the field, you cannot hold your defender. You cannot do it.
They say there's holding on every play, but that one was egregious, as that ball will be spotted way back on the 22-yard line. They'll need to get to the 39 for the first down, so a long way to go. They call it 3rd and 16. Certainly makeable for this Penwood offense, who will go trips to the near side with Brooks, Jones, and now 4 to the near side along with Dogan. Wind picks up here in Yaden, back to throw. Johnson forced from the outside, rolls out, a long throw over the middle, and it is intercepted. It was intended for Dogan, but picked up by Hameen Carroll Shaw. And that isn't a disaster for Penwood. It's kind of as good as a punt. You take a chance, as it was just a little bit underthrown for Dogan. Just couldn't quite get it to him. He had to wait for it, and that allowed the defense to kind of settle down and make that catch.
Yeah, and as you saw, Dogan knows, I think he knows that he should have been able to get up there. He should have taken the opportunity to become a defender on that play. The ball was a little bit short of him. It was a great throw by Johnson, a strong arm there. I don't know who can throw the ball that far, or the way he was moving, but Dogan knows on that play he's got to become a defender on that play. The ball's coming short, knock the ball out of his hands, and I think he knows that, and it'll be intentional going forward if that happens again.
So they'll start 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. 4:25 to go in the third. An 8-6 lead, and flag flies before the play even starts. And there'll be too many men on the field for Chester. This is something they're going to need to work out before next week's homecoming game against Coolidge coming up from D.C. Just too many penalties. I mean, they had that 20-play drive that was backed up a good 25, 30 yards thanks to penalties.
Yeah, they got to get something. They got to get it together here. I mean, they I don't know if they've had problems before with these similar problems earlier in the season, but coming into the night, they definitely don't want to have these problems and allow Penwood to take advantage.
Taken here by Sykeem Brown into the game at quarterback for the injured Dimir Stevenson as he cuts to the outside. Flag flies late, and I thought I saw a punch thrown or a little bit of a push thrown late.
I thought it was a push. It was definitely a push late, but could there be a face mask on that as well? I'm not really sure.
So let's see if this comes back or if it's moving forward for Chester. Looking for the white hat, still talking it over, and he'll get into space now and let us know what's going on. Personal foul against Chester. Oh, it's going to nope, it's not going to offset. I thought there was a second penalty. It's going to go back. That's a big break for Penwood.
Big break for Penwood. You saw on the end of that play there was a little bit of a push there. I didn't think too much of it because I'm not on the field, and I guess the referee's got to make sure they don't let things like that escalate.
This will be sent all the way back to the 21-yard line, so it turns into a loss of 6. As nice move up the middle here by Sterling. Finds some room, but he is dragged down. He'll get to the original line of scrimmage and just shy of the 35-yard line. So a nice run of about 14 yards.
And Chester is continuing to be intentional on running the ball and dominating the run and establishing their game with the run. We only saw them throw about 3 balls in the first half, and we haven't seen them throw the ball much at all in the second half. I don't think they've thrown the ball at all in the second half. And this is probably a situation where they're going to have to throw the ball here, being 3rd and 10. and being on their own side of the field.
But they are dealing with their backup quarterback, Saheem Brown Jr., 6 foot 210. A lot of movement on the line early, but it's a delayed handoff up the middle. And he may get that first down. He's just shy, according to the far side official. Same with the near side. See where the final spot is, but that delayed handoff is certainly effective. Gain of 9, as that'll be spotted on the 41-yard line.
It'll be a 4th and short.
What's up, Monique? How you doing, man?
And it's looking like they're definitely going to go.
Oh, yeah, they're going to go for it. The way this game is going, you're not going to see much in the way of kickers at all unless it's desperate. They'll spread it out a little bit with William Smith, the lone receiver on the near side. Direct snap here to Hameen Carroll Shaw, and he will be able to rumble to the 50-yard line as he carries the pile for the first down.
It's not what you wanted to see from Penwood. You wanted to see him get that stop, but they were planning for that run to come up the middle, went around to the left side. They were able to get them around to the outside and enforce their will on the outside, push the line back, and get that first down. Great job by the Chester offense all the way around making that play happen.
Well, it's been intriguing since the injury of Stevenson. We've seen 3 different quarterbacks. Again, little wildcat action. That might be a bad thing for the Patriots. They don't know who's going to be a quarterback and what they're going to do. Oh, jumping on the line, and that'll be an offside call. He's jumping just a bit too soon. It was Clement Wissa.
Yeah, as far as the quarterback is concerned, Tom, you're absolutely right. They have to be prepared now for different skill sets, and it's going to change how the personnel that you might end up putting on the field, the formations you might put out on the field, and they're just going to have to make the adjustments. You got quarterbacks that back there that can make plays with their legs, and they're intentional on running the ball. So you definitely got to make sure you stop the run no matter what.
So it's 1st and 5. Forced backwards. Good push on that far side of the line, as Michael Booker Jr. was in as part of that push. That'll be a loss of 1 to the 46-yard line.
Great job. Penwood's defensive line on there was able to stuff the run. They were able to wrap up and hold them up. They got to continue to do that. They got to get the defense off the field right now. They've been on the field for a long time. They've been keeping this clock running. Chester's been keeping the clock running. They did the same thing in the first half. So Penwood's got to dig their feet in, dig their cleats in, and get off the field here. They got a couple more downs, but they definitely want to get off the field here. They don't want to have another long drive.
Langley in as the QB now, looking wildcat with Sterling in the backfield with him. He fakes the handoff, tries to go up the middle, but he's met at the line.
That's what you want. Oh no!
And then flags fly from every direction.
And I think this is going to go against Penwood.
That's probably in the area of personal foul. Let's take a look. That is an automatic first down. That is just handing the Clippers an opportunity.
Got to stay disciplined out there, guys. You got to stay disciplined. You don't. When your defense is doing the work that they're doing, they're getting to a 3rd and long situation. You can't lose your cool. You can't do anything that is going to entice a flag and give them a first down. Now you're giving them free play, giving them free yardage, and you've been on the field for a long time. You're shooting yourself in the foot right here. You got to get off the field.
So now it is 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Chester Clippers. Last play of the 3rd quarter, 8-6 game. They spread it out again as this is a fake handoff. Brown to the outside, and he is whacked by Desmond Johnson Jr.
That stiff arm did not work whatsoever. Desmond Johnson looked hungry on that. Looked like he enjoyed making that play more than he makes a play at quarterback. So great job by Desmond Johnson getting back there, using the speed and strength to make that play happen.
That is how we end the 3rd quarter. We go to the 4th in just a moment as you're watching Penwood High School football here on the Sports Fan Base Network. We are set up for a fun finish here from Kerr Field in Yeadon, Pennsylvania. Penwood leading by a slim margin, 8-6 over the Chester Clippers. Alongside Justin Watson, Tom Wilms here. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And we were just talking off air with the crew, saying it's kind of been a slow-moving, low-scoring game, but there's been so much intrigue in this contest. Both scores coming late in the first half, 44 seconds left to be exact, but it's been a war of attrition otherwise, as this will be second down as we switch sides. 2nd and 14 from the 35 for the Chester Clippers. They've lost their starting quarterback in Dymere Stevenson. They've been kind of switching it up as far as quarterback's concerned, even utilizing the Wildcat as Langley is going to roll out and look for someone to pass through. Throws over the middle. It's hanging up there, and it is incomplete. There were a couple of players in there for the Patriots. I think that was Daniel Dogan who had the last touch on it, but couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, and what sparked that off was Jaquez Maven, putting pressure on the quarterback, making him roll out to the outside. Oh, there's a hold. They called a holding on Penwood.
That is disastrous, simply because that was thrown into triple coverage, and they're still going to give up yards.
Those things can't happen. That's frustrating. That's frustrating, Fred. That's frustrating for the team. It's frustrating to the coaches. Frustrating to the fans. You know, those type of things. You don't want to get beat on any play, and sometimes you end up grabbing when you're starting to get beat on the play. But you hope the ref doesn't see it, and that time he did. Let's give the Clippers a new chance at life.
Says 2nd and 3. I believe it should be 3rd, as this is kept by the QB, Malik Langley, and he is going to be shy. Again, the down marker on the field says 3rd down. The announcer's saying 4th down. Let's see if we can get confirmation from the official. They haven't said anything about a down. It is going to be 3rd. From the 25-yard line, if you get to the 21, it'll be 3rd and a long 3. Fresh into the game, Malik Langley. And he's been kind of working as the quarterback in a Wildcat situation. He's got length, but he's also shown off a pretty decent arm.
Yeah, sure has.
This is going pure shotgun. And in the backfield with him is Anton Sterling. We'll see if there's motion coming from Carroll Shaw. Carroll Shaw goes into motion. They fake. No, they give him the handoff. He tries to cut to the outside, but he's met. A lot of pushing away from the play. And I'm shocked there's no flag away from the play, as there were those two players in the backfield just wrestling each other.
Yeah, one of those was quarterback Des Johnson. The guy that wanted to rough him up looked a lot smaller than him. I don't think he wanted to make that happen, but there was a huge collision on that play. No flags being thrown. This game is getting a little chippy, but that's what you can expect from a Penwood Chester game. These two teams want to beat each other at anything. It doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, baseball, tiddlywinks. It doesn't matter. Neither team wants to lose to Penwood or Chester.
Chester has not beaten Penwood in football since 2014. So it's a tight game. They can see it happening. As a timeout will be called by Penwood. This is their second charge timeout. So maybe a formation issue there. Just wanted to make sure they get it right. 4th and 5. They get the stop here. They get the ball back. So maybe forget about time management. Let's just make sure we're clean here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Addo Troop is hoping time management leader is taking these and going into victory formation.
Yeah, absolutely. They're probably going to save that last time out. They want to hold on to that for a little while. You got 10 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. 10 minutes left in the game. And, you got to keep one in the pocket just in case the situation comes up. You don't want to have to spike the ball or, waste plays I shouldn't say waste plays, but make plays going out of bounds to stop the clock later on in the game.
Well, it's the first time we've actually experienced fall weather here in the suburban Philadelphia area. We're heading down to 54 degrees, so we're all a little chilly up here. Again, just a couple days ago, it was 95 around here.
Yeah, really.
So this is an adjustment for everybody. The good news is these guys aren't sweating nearly as much as they were earlier. Conditioning is always an issue with Penwood. They tend to play some Ironman, a lot of these guys. So once you get later in games, it is a challenge for a number of these players, especially to dig deep for these kind of plays. 4th and 5 for Chester, as Malik Langley is back in the shotgun. Sterling with him. Motion coming through. That's Carroll Shaw, who settles in as a wide receiver near side. They go trips right, trips left, one to the right, and I think they were trying to get to some kind of offside or something as they're going to force the timeout.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to do. And you saw a couple guys on Penwood's lines flinch, but they didn't jump. And looks like Chester has to go back to the drawing board and figure out what they want to do with this fourth down. If they want to go after it or possibly punt the ball, which I would be shocked to see them punt the ball in this situation, but then again, they tried to get him to jump offside, tried to get a freebie there. It didn't work out for him. So
we've seen one punt in this entire game, and it was the first drive for Penwood. They got a first down on the first play and then went 3 and out afterwards. Then we saw a 20-play drive that lasted 14 minutes. Yes, fans, 14 minutes. And that still didn't yield any points. Couple of interceptions thrown by Desmond Johnson Jr. There's also been another turnover on a muffed punt. But there's also been a couple of turnovers on downs as the Clippers are guilty of those. And, of course, those 2 late touchdowns in the second quarter. That's the difference in the game. Actually, the difference in the game is the 2-point conversion over the missed extra point by Chester.
Yeah, and it's just been with these two teams that are able to put up a lot of points. It's weird to see. It's crazy to see that both teams are under 10 points and we're, 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
4th and 5. Langley back to throw under pressure, tosses over the middle, and a tackle made. Turnover on downs. Huge tackle by Robert Don.
Great job by the Penwood defense, staying disciplined, staying home in it, and staying in front of their man on that, knowing that they couldn't allow they can allow enough yards, but they couldn't allow a first down, and that's what their intent was out there. Great job by them, turnover on downs, and a little bit of easier breathing now that they had that ball in their hands.
9:52 to go in the fourth quarter. They will start off as the ball is spotted on the 25-yard line. So if they can get a drive of kind of like Clippers' first drive, they can kill the rest of this game. I don't think that's likely, but the way they are able to run the ball, you never know.
It's not likely, but it could very well happen if they could just be intentional and run the ball. The Clippers do have 2 timeouts that they can use, but I'd keep the ball away from them as much as I could.
Desmond Johnson Jr. alone in the backfield. Shotgun steps up and then throws it wide. And it's caught by Dogan. Has the sideline. Gets through one tackle, then forced out of bounds. As he was just able to dance away from Malachi Langley.
Great catch by the referee just now.
Even they're on top of their game at this point of the season.
Never seen a referee get off the ground like that the way he did.
So it is going to be a first down from the 36-yard line, gain of 11 on that pass.
Interesting thing is here, the clock stopped, so it actually works in Chester's favor that the clock stopped on that play. Meaning that Penwood, I'm sure, won as much time to run off as possible.
They'll go 2 receivers right, nobody on the left. Johnson, shotgun, finds a hole, gets through, and he will reach the 50-yard line and go up the sideline. 40, cuts to the middle of 35, and he goes down at the 34-yard line. Another first down for the Patriots.
Great job out there, Johnson run on that. Running a little bit angry. He threw a stiff arm out there, was able to break a tackle, and they had to wrap him up and take his legs out to get him down. And that's just what you're going to have to do to get Des Johnson on the ground, because he runs with force, gets those knees up, and he's hard to stop. And also stayed in bounds to keep the clock running. Great job all the way around.
So he gets all the way to the 34-yard line, maybe 33, 1st and 10 for the Penwood Patriots. So 2 big plays, one of 11 yards, and that last one of around 30. Johnson in the shotgun again. Glee play to his right. 2 receivers. Far side. High snap over the head of Johnson. Picks it up and is trying to rumble his way through, but will turn into a sack back on the 45-yard line.
So, that's the first bad snap I think we saw today by the Penwood offensive line. And, they've been better in the last couple of weeks with their snaps. unfortunate time to make that mistake just now, but they do have, it's a 2nd and 22, but they do have the opportunity to show up some yards now and keep the clock running as well. They can be intentional with taking their time while still trying to get into the end zone.
Not only that, again, I wouldn't know if this is 4th down territory, but maybe if you get just a few more yards, pooch it deep, and force them to go 95-plus yards to score. As Johnson's back to throw, looking to the left the whole time. Now over the middle, getting a step is Jones, and he reaches back for the catch at the 10-yard line. First down, Patriots.
Amazing job by the offensive line, picking up some blocks. It looked like Chester ran a stunt on the left, or maybe a delay rush on the left. Johnson was able to get the ball out. Seeing Jones going up the middle, he was one-on-one with Langley going up the middle. Jones won that battle on that play, and great job by him focusing on that ball and catching the ball.
Gain of 36, 1st and goal from the 9. Johnson doesn't even bother faking the throw, rolls out to the right, heading to the pylon, touchdown Penwood! But a flag flies, no signal. He ran over the pylon.
I don't know what that flag could be for. It was right there at where the collision was made. He's got a signal, just made a signal for the touchdown, but I don't know.
It looks like it's going to be referees are talking. What they're saying.
Officials talk it over, and we get the official call. Touchdown is confirmed.
Great job. Personal foul.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And that'll be enforced on the kick. So they'll kick off from like a 45-yard line.
That's almost not fair, Tom. You know, I don't remember who that was to try to make the tackle on Johnson, but look, he wasn't 6 foot tall, and he wasn't as big as Johnson. You almost got to take any advantage you can in trying to get that kid down, especially going into the end zone. I know it's against the rules, but it's almost not fair to play to call that call on him.
So it is a 9-yard run. They will go for the extra point. Remember, he's shy of a player. Is coming in late as Latrell Goring.
Oh, you better get out. You better hurry up and get out there. You're going out there like a clock's not running. Play clock's not running.
Brooks to hold. Brings it down. The kick is up and good by Thomas Nagby. And with 7:45 to go here in the 4th quarter, it's Penwood 14, Chester 6.
Great job there by the Penwood offense all the way around. Running a couple minutes off the clock there. Now Chester's going to probably have to go. They will have to make a deep run here in the 4th quarter, and you know they take a lot of time off the clock. It's a 2-score game right now, so you got to see what they have in their bag of tricks here to make this happen for them.
Correction, it is 15-6, and yes, it is now a 2-score game, 9-point difference. As now Penwood will kick off. They have a couple back to receive. Malik Langley, I think that's Malachi Langley on the far side. And he's back on the 15-yard line.
And being that it's a 2-score game, just my own boneheaded strategy, I wouldn't kick it deep to the Twins. I wouldn't kick it deep to them. You know they're dangerous with the ball in their hand. They have speed. They can make some things happen. I wouldn't kick it deep to them.
So they will kick off from the 50 thanks to the face mask penalty after the touchdown. Yeah, if you kick this into the end zone, you're only going to net about 30 yards. I'll actually kick it off from the 45 of Chester. This could be like a punt. If you can find a way to, seriously, if you could find a way to pop it up, and there was a lot of space between the 35 and, say, the 15-yard line. If you can chip that high in the air, get some speed out there, and you get the ball back, and still, even if you don't get it, you still are forcing them to go 75 to 80 yards.
Great observation on that.
Nagby's ready to kick. Not sure if he has that kind of play in his arsenal. He's going to just kick it off to the far side. And it is still a live ball picked up by Malachi Langley trying to get to the outside, but he is down at about the 10-yard line and to the 11.
And now it's the time for Penwood's defense to step up and make a stop. They got to enforce their will. Send a message out to this Chester offense that they will not be pushed around tonight. They will stop when they want to stop them, and also send a message to the rest of the Dove Valley that's coming up that Penwood may have had a couple setbacks, but they are still here to enforce their will on everyone in the Dove Valley.
So they spot the ball on the 10-yard line exactly. 7:38 left to go in the fourth quarter. That last drive for Penwood, by the way, was just 5 plays. Finished off by a 9-yard Desmond Johnson Jr. run. The extra point was good, but there were some long plays. That actually was a 75-yard drive in just the 5 plays. But now it's defense time for the Patriots. And let's see what kind of big strike ability does Chester have using their backup quarterback, Saheem Brown.
Officer Dickerson to the snack stand, please.
Brown with the handoff. Cut to the middle, but at least starting off with the arm tackle is Kevin Washington. And if there was a gain, it's very short to maybe the 12, pushing and shoving. But it breaks up relatively quickly. It's actually, I think Washington came out with the ball. Nope, he didn't. I thought he grabbed it after the ball was down. Either way, it'll be 2nd and 9.
This is a time in the game where Penwood really has to be disciplined. They don't want to give up any type of holding penalties, any personal fouls right here, because you don't want to give Chester any free yards right now, being that it's a 2-score game. You want to keep them back and make them fight and earn every yard that they get here in the rest of this fourth quarter.
It's a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 from the 12. Decent amount of time for Chester. 7:06 to go, but they need to score twice. Sterling in the backfield as the running back. Maybe direct snap. Nope, it's not. Pass to the far side, into the flat. And diving to the 20-yard line is one of the Langleys. And he'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down. It is Malachi Langley.
And he stayed in bounds, too, so that clock is still running.
3rd and a long 2. After that 6-yard pass. Try to go underneath it, met into the backfield, trying to rumble forward, but dragged down. As trying to work through Anton Sterling.
Deep in the backfield early for Penwood, number 82.
Demir Williams was kind of the man who slowed things down as far as the offense is concerned. They give him a gain of about a yard, and that's generous.
Yeah, it was a little generous. They got to go for it here. If Penwood can get this stop, they're in great position to put another point on the board. Time to bear down. Last time they were in this situation, they actually ran the ball to the outside. They've been having success up the middle, but watch out for that run to the outside.
Snap up the middle and a first down, as that was right into the hands of Saheem Brown. He gets to the 25-yard line, so first down, but the clock will roll.
No, that's okay. That's okay that the clock keeps running. They run short gains up the middle. That clock keeps going. It works in Penwood's favor. And I see what Penwood is doing on the defensive side of the ball. It looks like on those 3rd down plays where they might try to get out to the outside, they put Des Johnson in and shut that down.
Brown in the shotgun, brings it down, and he'll bring it up himself, but he is met by Michael Booker Jr., drives him forward, and still driving forward as he falls over the 30-yard line to about the 32.
He had some intentions on that play. He didn't want to go down. He was forcing his will on that play. It was a great run by him. Keeping those legs moving, keeping driving forward. He does not want to be denied. He doesn't want to go out here without a win, and he's going to fight. It looks like he's going to be fighting for it for every second that we have left in this game.
Gain of 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3 from the 31-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go. Brown low snap, picks up the ground ball, under pressure from the right, jumps through the pocket, being chased, jumps inside again, still being harassed, trying to get through the middle, turns it into about a gain of 2 on the play. Some good elusiveness from the junior, Saheem Brown.
There's a lot going on that play right there for that gain of 2. He did a lot of hard work for that one. He earned those 2 yards, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you that right now, Tom.
So this is 3rd and 2. From the 33-yard line. Staying in is Brown at quarterback. Next to him is Hameen Carroll Shaw. 2 receivers on either side. Brown hands it off, up the middle, tripped up on the play. Demir Williams actually tripped him up with his feet. He actually went down. I don't think he meant to trip him, to be honest with you. He was just down, and his foot got ran over.
He was able to get him down. It looks like he's a little shaken up on the play. I don't know, maybe got some dirt in his eye or a contact. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like he's reaching up under his face mask. It looks like something. Then I always say I don't want to assume, but I think I've assumed 3 times tonight.
No gain on the play. By the way, Chester has called timeout. We're down to 3:41 to go. It's a 9-point game. 15-6 lead for Penwood. We'll remind you, if you're enjoying this action, well, join us again next week. We'll be at Interboro as the Patriots take on the Buccaneers. We'll take a week off as the Patriots head down to D.C. to play a game, and then we close out the regular season against Interboro. Again, you can watch it all here on the Sports Fan Base Network through Rap Curry's Facebook page, and we all like to send out our own social media to everybody to make sure everyone gets the game. We've got some great listenership and viewership of these contests. We enjoy the comments as well. We certainly want to learn as much about these players. So the parents out there, give us a tidbit about one of your players, about your son, and we'll try to get it out on the air. As this will be a 4th and relatively short. Back to throw as the QB finds room up the middle. He'll get the first down and more as he gets to the 45-yard line. He is body checked hard by Robert Dunn and still falls forward to the 47-yard line. So the containment not quite there for Penwood. And a first down for the Clippers.
Got to wrap up. You got to wrap up. Hit somebody hard. Everybody wants to get that hard hit, right? Everybody wants that, but you got to wrap up. Make sure you get him down. He already had the first down. No need to try to gamble on a hard hit. Wrap up and get him down. Make sure you keep that clock rolling. 3:20 left in the game. Let's keep the clock rolling. Get Penwood that victory.
Gain of 13 by the QB Brown as he's again in the shotgun. Sterling with him as the running back. Trips to the right. Flag flies. This will be a false start. Speaking of assuming, might be incorrect on this. It is offside against Penwood.
Oh, wow. Come on now. Stay disciplined, guys. Stay disciplined.
This will bring the ball over midfield to the 49-yard line.
3 minutes left. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined.
It'll be 1st and 5. They'll run the clock. 3 minutes and counting to go. They'll put it actually on the 50. Same formation with trips to the right, one to the left, one to the backfield. Brown back to throw, looking to the right, and that is incomplete. Low. Malachi Langley on the short hop. And it'll be 2nd and 5. That does stop the clock. 2:42 left.
I keep looking at the clock, Tom. I'm just...
Well, so is everybody in maroon and the fans to our left, the fans right in front of us. It's been a very entertaining, albeit low-scoring game. And we saw the...
surprisingly low-scoring.
Very much so, and we also saw the late strikeability of both of these teams early on as this is handed off to Anton Sterling as he reverses to the other side, runs over a man over the 50-yard line. He gets through glue play, but glue play had enough to slow him down. And it will be a 3rd down play for the Clippers as they get over the 50.
And that's what you want to see right there from your defense. You want to see making stops, and you want to see them keeping the clock rolling. As I'm taking pictures with some of the alumni here at Penwood, it is homecoming. I'm seeing a lot of old friends here.
3rd and 3, flag flies right after, and it looks like it's going to be against Penwood the way that their bench is talking it over. But now, well, let's see.
Now, this message is for both teams. All you got to do is not move. Just don't move.
Offside on the offense. So somebody was lined up in the neutral zone.
Don't move. Well, maybe he should have moved. Move back.
2:11 left to go. They'll spot the ball on the 49-yard line.
Did they move that back?
They did move it back.
Okay. I missed it.
Only 4 yards, I think. As they'll go trips to the right, one to the left. And Sterling in the backfield with the QB, Saheem Brown. Brown back to throw. Pressure from the right. Steps up. Eludes a sack. Now steps up with the run. Gets tripped up and flipped over the 50-yard line. Oh, what a... Oh, man, that wasn't a slow flip. That was a power move.
Hey, they're still playing. They're playing hard to the very end of this game. Both teams are. Like I said, this is a rivalry game. This is a homecoming game. Nobody wants to go home and lose, and everybody wants to enforce their will on the other team. And they want them to leave here knowing that they were in a game. They were in a battle. And there's no taking it lightly at all in this game. It's just down to the final second. There will be hard hits in this game.
That was a gain of 4 on the play. It will be 4th and 4 as Chester calls their final timeout of the game. This is the game. If they don't make it, they have no way to stop the clock, and all Penn would have to do is maybe get 1 first down, and they'd be good to go. And even so, the Chester Clippers, they need 2 scores, so they need a touchdown and a field goal to get back into this game.
And they're out of timeouts as well, as Chester. So just keep that clock moving and be intentional with wanting to walk out of here with that win.
So 4th and 4. Jaron Miller, the near side receiver, 3 on the far side. Sterling in the backfield. Back to throw is Malik Langley in at quarterback. Tosses up ahead. It is low. Incomplete. Turnover on downs.
That, as long as Penwood takes care of the ball, that should do it. Still a minute 23 left in the game. They still got to take care of the ball and do the things they want to do, the things that they're supposed to do. But as I look around, looks like a lot of the Chester faithful are making their way to the exits.
This is the 4th time that Chester has turned the ball over on downs, and all 4 of them were in Penwood territory. So they have had their opportunities, but with 1:23 to go, right now Penwood just can run out the rest of this game, maybe needing 1 first down, maybe not actually, with 1:23 to go. I don't imagine them taking knees here, but they need to just be very smart with the ball. It is spotted on their own 48-yard line. And this does look to be a bunched-up situation and maybe a victory formation. They'll bring Daniel Dogan to the far side. It's really bunched up. They're going to just hand it off to Glee play. Glee play to the outside. Flag flies. It'll probably be a hold. His job is to stay in bounds, and he does as he is tackled by Asim Muhammad. It stops the clock, and it moves the ball backwards.
Don't want to see a flag. This is not where you want to see a flag. You want that clock to run out.
It's really simple. Even some of these misdirection plays, the option, do I keep it, do I hand it off? This should be as simple as it gets. Hand it off.
Just hand it off.
Just hand it off. Nothing crazy, because if you miss the option, fumble the ball, and you give Chester a little bit of life, that's the last thing you want to do.
Right.
You want to end this 2-game losing streak. You want to get to 500 in the conference. And the holding call will bring everything back to the 35-yard line, but that might be inconsequential. It is still first down. Again, I would imagine running the ball. He'll take a knee, and this might be even smarter. They should be running the clock. There it goes. And if I'm Desmond Johnson Jr. right now, I'm having a heart-to-heart with the officials, knowing exactly how much time is left on the play clock.
Absolutely. I just wonder, I'm curious to know, Penwood runs their formation in the shotgun formation, but I wonder why he wouldn't be right up under center in this situation. Maybe we just don't work from that.
We saw it earlier when they spiked the ball.
Yes.
You can't spike the ball from the shotgun. It's an intentional grounding. And right. Penn was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, it looks like it's not going to hurt him. It's second and very long as Johnson takes the knee again. Clock will continue to roll at 40 seconds left. They may have to take one more knee. The official right now, I'm sure, is letting them know exactly. Yep, they're going to say one more. As Penwood comes from behind and will pick up a huge victory over the Chester Clippers. They keep their winning streak over Chester going as they take the knee one last time. That will do it final score, Penwood 15, Chester 6.
Great job. Great job. What a game. What a game.
Hard-fought game. But those two scores late in the second quarter, the making of the two-point conversion as compared to Chester missing the extra point.
Yes.
And that's the difference of the game. It just kind of allowed them the confidence. They get that late score in this quarter to make it a 15-6 game, and they were able to, I wouldn't say coast from there, but that gave them enough confidence. They were up by 2 scores to go, okay, we can just play our game. First time in a couple of weeks they've been able to relax and just play their own game, not chasing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. In the second half, the defense was able to relax a little bit. They were able to stop the run and force their will a little bit. They got a little more done. They were a little more disciplined today than they've been in the last couple of weeks. We saw, a few penalties towards the end of the game that kind of junk time, but you didn't see as many holding calls. You didn't see as many personal fouls and things of that nature. And we saw a couple pass interferences last week as well. So, they did a job. They did a good job protecting the ball. They did a good job of staying disciplined and staying focused. And you see when they do that, they can come out victorious. Especially in a game like this where it's a low-scoring game, but both teams are capable of putting a lot of points on the board. So great job by both teams, and congratulations to Penwood Patriots for getting their homecoming win tonight.
A big win for them as they improve now to 4-3. Right now, before this game was played, they were sitting at about 10th in the rankings as far as the playoffs are concerned. This could move them up a little bit, maybe get that home game coming up in November. They're right now sitting at 1-1 in the league, while Chester, they dropped to 4-3. They're looking for their first winning season since 2008. It takes a hit here as they're just one game over 500. They drop to 0-2 in the league, and that will just about do it for us. Next up for Chester, next Saturday, they'll have homecoming against Coolidge High School as they come up from Washington, D.C., and we ask you to join us next Friday as the Penwood Patriots head to Innerville High School to take on the Buccaneers. Kickoff will be at 7 p.m. here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Once again, our final score tonight, the Penwood Patriots 15, the Chester Clippers 6. For all of us here at Kerr Field in Yeadon, Pennsylvania, for Justin Watson, I'm Tom Wilms, saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.